looking out my kitchen window, looking out but looking in. Have you ever stood in your kitchen, not cooking, not cleaning, just standing there, looking out the window? But really, you're looking at your life. The sun is coming through, that soft, warm kind of light, the kind that doesn't rush you. It just rests on your face, giving you warmth. And right there on my windowsill are pieces of my life. What about your windowsill? They're not decorations, they're reminders. The coffee mugs. I keep coffee mugs from different places I've been, different travels, and every single one of them tells me something, that there is more than this kitchen, more than this moment, more than whatever is going on right now. Because life has a way of shrinking your world. Things happen, disappointments, your routine, and even your brain. It can narrow your world down. But those mugs, they interrupt that. They remind me I've been places, I've seen places, and I've seen things, and I live beyond this moment, and I've done it before, and I can and I will do it again. So those mugs are not just cups holding cleaning supplies. They are evident that life goes on. And also, I have containers that have words on them. Faith, believe, simple words, but heavy when life gets real. Because believing is easy when everything is going your way or going right. But what about when it's not? When life challenges you, when doors close, when prayers felt unanswered. That's when faith becomes work. Those words sitting right here on my windowsill remind me faith is my decision to believe anyway, to trust anyway, to keep standing, even when I don't have proof. Because sometimes faith is the only thing holding us together, right? And the plant, wow, it tells me and reminds me that growth doesn't rush. And that's when my plant is my reminder, sitting in this window, quiet, steadily growing. It doesn't argue, it doesn't compare, it just becomes. And every time I look at it, it reminds me growth is not loud. And sometimes it's not always visible. And it doesn't happen overnight, but it's always happening, just like inside of us. This plant teaches me patience and grace with myself, because sometimes we think we're stuck when really we're just growing roots. And what about the math? The one with all the question marks on the top of the head and going down the face. It reminds me right there, it's okay to have questions. The question marks remind me every time I see it, it's okay not to even have the answers. Because we live in a world that tells us, have it together, know what you're doing. But life doesn't happen like that. Growth comes with questions. Healing comes with questions. Those question marks, they don't represent confusion. They represent curiosity. And curiosity is where transformation begins. Because the moment you start asking, you start seeking. And when you start seeking, you start becoming. So here I stand with the sun warming my face, and there's something about this moment. It reminds me that I don't have to have all the answers. What is in your window that reminds you, that gives you strength to continue on? They're not visuals, they're not decorations, because every woman has something in her life that reminds her where she's been, what she believes, and what she's going through, and what she's still trying to understand. So I want to ask you, what's on your windowsill? What's in your life reminding you that the world is bigger, that your faith still matters, that you're growing, and that it's okay to still have questions? Because sometimes the smallest things remind us that we don't have to have it all together, but we have to keep going. See you next time, sis, at the window, looking out. And remember, what's on your windowsill means something to you.